going on, yo? V-Rap here. Today what we have going on, yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is finally the start of the 2019-2020 NBA season. Let's get it.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking, the hot pot, cooking, fucking on your bitch, yeah, that, cooking up dope in the crock pot. You came from nothing to something, nigga. I don't try nobody, get the trick. Nobody call up the gang and they come and get gang. Call me a river, get you with my shoes. Bad and bullshit, bad. Cooking up dope with a Uzi. My niggas are savage, ruthless. We got 30s and 100 rounds too. My bitch is bad.
Yes, we finally have NBA regular season games this week, y'all. Starting tomorrow on Taco Tuesday, we have at 8 o'clock the New Orleans Pelicans going to Toronto for the ring ceremony. Obviously, Zion Williamson was expected to play in this game. It would have been his first official NBA game, but he does have a knee injury. We are unsure of yet what the injury exactly is, so he will not be playing in that game. And then at 10:30, we have the Battle of LA, the Lakers going up against the Los Angeles Clippers. Should be two amazing games. I'll show you guys the national TV schedule for this week right here. A lot of amazing games. I really want to see that Sixers-Celtics game. But today what I'm going to be doing for you guys, I'll be breaking down my predictions for a few awards, Coach of the Year, Scoring Champion, and then just a quick breakdown of who I think will be reaching the NBA Finals. Obviously, if you guys want to see a more in-depth prediction video or like my prediction for the seedings or whatnot for the playoffs this year, make sure to go check out my last few latest videos. Without further ado, y'all, let's get it, let's go. Let's break down a few of my final predictions for this upcoming NBA season. So starting off, we have MVP, my three finalists. I'm not going to make y'all wait till the end of the video for MVP. My three finalists, LeBron James. I expect LeBron to come out with freaking a vengeance on the entire league. Obviously, LeBron last year had a down year, averaging 27, 9, and 9. I expect that to have the same amount of numbers this year. But, bold prediction, LeBron James will average a triple-double this upcoming NBA season. I feel Anthony Davis will lead the Lakers in scoring, but LeBron will have somewhere around 10 or 11 assists. Number two, I have Steph Curry. Steph Curry, in my opinion, will have MVP-like numbers like he did in 2015 and 16. Due to the fact Klay Thompson isn't there, Kevin Durant is now on the Brooklyn Nets, D'Angelo Russell is there, but Steph Curry will have to take a huge load, especially on the offensive side for this team, and also defense without Klay having to guard the best defender or best offensive player on that team. At number three, I have Giannis Antetokounmpo. I feel the Bucks will be the number one seed in the Eastern Conference once again this year. And as for Giannis, I expect him to have the same type of numbers as he had last season. And so somewhere around like 28, 14, and 5 for Giannis. So obviously those are MVP type numbers, and I can definitely see him having the potential to repeat as MVP. Now finally, my MVP award winner for the 2020 NBA season. I have, y'all gonna hate this, LeBron James. LeBron James, in my opinion, will win MVP just due to the fact, like I said in the intro, he is coming this year with a vengeance. He has one of the best, in my opinion, the best team that he's ever had around him. Anthony Davis is the best teammate that LeBron has ever had. If you guys watch the preseason at all, a pick and roll with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and then they have Avery Bradley and Danny Green spread out on either the wing or the two corners. It is legitimately unguardable. I feel LeBron will have a lot of open shots this year, and if he doesn't, if the people do collapse on him, he can lob it up to AD, or he can dish it out for a three ball to Danny Green, who's one of the best three-point shooters in the league, or Avery Bradley, who has been really working on his three ball over the past few years. But LeBron James, in my opinion, will win MVP this year. Defensive Player of the Year, my three candidates for this are Anthony Davis, Kawhi Leonard, and Joel Embiid. Now, of course, in my opinion, Anthony Davis should be up there just due to the fact of how dominant that he has been defensively over the past few seasons with the Pelicans, and how much of a force he is on the interior and on the defensive side. Kawhi Leonard, we obviously know what Kawhi brings to the field. He is the best defender in basketball, in my opinion. Meaning one-on-one defenders, I feel there's no one else better than Kawhi Leonard. We saw what he did last year in the playoffs, going up against Kevin Durant one game, going up against Klay Thompson, going up against Giannis Antetokounmpo, going up against Ben Simmons, going up against Jimmy Butler, going up against literally everyone's best player on their squad, and being able to shut them down in very important moments throughout the game. And Joel Embiid, I feel Joel really worked on his game this summer, and I'm expecting a big year from Joel Embiid. He had a great defensive season last year, one of the best shot blockers in the league. I'm expecting him to be in the top 5 for shot blocks once again this year in the NBA, and you just have to put Joel Embiid up there. He's getting better year by year. He's 24 years old now, and I'm expecting a big year from Joel and the Sixers as a whole. And my winner for this, yes, I don't want to sound biased, but my winner for the 2020 Defensive Player of the Year award is Anthony Davis, y'all. Now, Rookie of the Year, I have 3 candidates. Number 1, Zion Williamson. Obviously, I did not expect Zion to get hurt this early or get hurt at all this year. He has a knee injury. We are still unsure of what the injury officially is, but that does make some room for concern for me personally. And it does affect his Rookie of the Year legitimacy. He's going to miss possibly about 15 or 20 games. That's almost a fourth of the season. That can really affect the results of Rookie of the Year. Number 2, I have RJ Barrett. Now, RJ Barrett, y'all, honestly had a very solid preseason, averaging 16 a game, playing 37 minutes a night, shooting 46% from the field. I was really impressed on how him and the New York Knicks looked in the preseason. If you guys remember my bold predictions video, I had the New York Knicks possibly making the playoffs. I feel RJ Barrett has potential to be the second leading scorer on this team. We saw at Duke, he was one of the best scoring guard in basketball, in my opinion. He can slash, he can take the mid-range shot, he can finish with his right hand. As a whole, I am so impressed with RJ Barrett. I think he's going to have that scoring effect onto the NBA. Obviously, also Ja Morant for the Memphis Grizzlies, who played unbelievable last year in the NCAA tournament. In the preseason, he averaged 11 points per game in just 21 minutes per game. But as a whole, these 3 candidates, despite this person missing possibly the first few weeks of the season, I still have Zion Williamson winning Rookie of the Year. If he can somehow do what he did in the preseason, if he can average over 20 points per game, y'all, his rookie year, he will win Rookie of the Year easily. I mean, he might make the All-Star game because of his popularity. Next up on this list, we have my 3 candidates for Most Improved Player of the Year. To start off, we're going to start with Trae Young. Trae Young had a very solid rookie season. Last year, he averaged 17, 8, and 4. He had a very solid preseason as well. What I love about Trae Young, especially from last season, is his growth from the start of last season towards the end of last season. At the start of the season, he was averaging only around 14 to 15 points a game those first 2 months. But then you look at what he did in March and April. He was averaging close to 24 points a night. Even at a triple-double, he was winning games for the Atlanta Hawks. I was so impressed on how he was just growing himself throughout the season. I feel he really worked on his game this year. They have one of the best young cores in the NBA. I could expect the Hawks to win over 30 games this year and be a very solid and very competitive team. Also up there, I have De'Aaron Fox. Now, obviously, De'Aaron Fox had a very solid year with the Sacramento Kings. They did not do that much this offseason, but looking at his stats last year, he averaged 17 points per game along with 7 assists and 4 rebounds. I was really impressed to see how much he used his agility and his speed to help his game. We've seen a lot of point guards and a lot of just fast players in the NBA that don't know how to use their speed to benefit their play. A lot of times with Russell Westbrook, what I mean by this is Westbrook is one of the fastest players in the NBA. Maybe the fastest. Maybe he's right there with LeBron. But you have seen multiple times Russell Westbrook drive to the basket and miss an easy layup. Whether it's he's running too fast, he doesn't know how to stop himself, he doesn't know how to control himself on a fast break. Some players just over-exaggerate the difficulty of a layup, and I did not see that with De'Aaron Fox last year. He's really fit into his body, and it's really helped his game improve. Number 3 is Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine, who gave you 24, 4, and 4 last year of the Chicago Bulls. Obviously, coming back from his knee injury, he did miss parts of the season last year. I want to see Zach LaVine have a full season, fully healthy, play around 75 to 81 games, and have the Chicago Bulls compete for a playoff spot. They got Lauri Markkanen. That is a very solid duo to build your team around. I want to see if they can compete for that 8th spot in the playoffs. We have heard multiple people on Twitter, on ESPN, say that the Bulls might make the playoffs this year, but the person who's going to lead that charge is Zach LaVine. The winner for that, I have Zach LaVine winning Most Improved Player of the Year. In my opinion, he could be an all-star this year, averaging somewhere around 25, 26 points a night, being the number 1 scoring option on this team, and being someone that you cannot stop. If he works on his three-point game, makes that more consistent, still being one of the best dunkers in basketball, this dude will be impossible to stop. Looking at 6th Man of the Year, we have Derrick Rose, Kyle Kuzma, and Lou Williams. The winner I have for this year, despite me wanting to see Derrick Rose win so bad, and obviously Kyle Kuzma, who gave you 19 points a night last year for the Los Angeles Lakers, I think it will be Lou Williams again. Lou Will last season won the award for 6th Man of the Year for his 4th time of his career, giving you 20 points per game off the bench. In my opinion, it's hard to take Lou Will's stats and compare them to other bench players, just because he plays over 34 minutes a night. He'll probably play that same amount this year, and he'll always be in the fourth quarter, always in late game situations. But if he keeps up those stats, somewhere around 18 points a night, because his points will go down just because of Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. But if he can contribute that much, he'll definitely win 6th Man of the Year. But I think Derrick Rose and Kuzma are right there. Coach of the Year, I don't have any candidates for this one, but I'm just going to say Dwayne Casey from the Detroit Pistons. Now, obviously, the Detroit Pistons last year went to the playoffs as a number 8 seed, got swept by the Milwaukee Bucks. Blake Griffin did miss a good portion of the end of the season the last few weeks. He did come back for the playoffs, but he didn't really attribute that much. But you look at the squad they got, a full year together now. I feel this team has a potential to be a pretty high seed in the East, meaning like a 6 or a 5 seed. I really like what they did last season with Andre Drummond, with Blake Griffin, and also Reggie Jackson as a third scoring option. I feel Derrick Rose will really help this team, and I think they're going to surprise a lot of people this upcoming season. Now looking at my scoring champion predictions, this means this player will average the most points per game this year and will be eligible to lead the scoring champion. Not saying like he's only going to play 10 games or whatnot, but my 3 finalists are Giannis Antetokounmpo, Anthony Davis, and Steph Curry. Obviously, these 3 players that know how to score the basketball. Anthony Davis, who's going to have an amazing year with LeBron James. Steph Curry, who's really on his own this year without Klay Thompson or Kevin Durant. He still has D'Angelo Russell. And Giannis Antetokounmpo coming back with a very solid squad with Chris Middleton, Wesley Matthews new to the team, Brooke Lopez, Brogdon is gone. Eric Bledsoe. As a whole, just a very solid Milwaukee Bucks team. My scoring champion for the 2020 NBA season, a repeat of the MVP of last season, Giannis Antetokounmpo, ladies and gentlemen. I expect Giannis to average around 29 points per game. A lot of the top tier teams in the league do have a duo, so I feel that will dip down some people's numbers. We saw James Harden last year average 35 a game. I think he'll be right up there with those other 3 or 4 players that I just mentioned right there. But I think Giannis Antetokounmpo will win the scoring champ this upcoming season. My 2020 NBA Finals predictions. Now, if you guys saw my playoff bracket preview video, you guys have obviously seen this, but I'll just break it down. We have from the Eastern Conference, the number 2 seed, the Philadelphia 76ers, going up against the number 4 seed, LeBron James, Anthony Davis led, the LA Lakers. This will be a very competitive series. Both teams are so difficult to guard because of their height. In my opinion, I see the Los Angeles Lakers winning this series in 6 games. Back in LA, bringing home a chip for the Los Angeles Lakers. That will do it, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new. The NBA season starts this week, y'all. I am so excited. Expect a lot of content, reaction videos, informational videos, prediction videos, every single thing you guys want NBA related. Stay blessed, y'all. All love 2019. Veer off season is here. I'm out this thing, y'all. Peace. I'm out of breath.